Have you ever noticed that the strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest? While everyone else is reacting, arguing, complaining, and chasing attention, there is one person who remains still. One person who keeps their emotions under control. One person who cannot be manipulated by praise or criticism. That person appears cold. But they are not cold because they lack feelings. They are cold because they have mastered them. They are calm because they understand that panic solves nothing. And they are focused because they know that every distraction steals a piece of their future. Today, you will learn how to become cold, calm, and focused through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Before we begin, subscribe to Stoic Ascension, leave your thoughts in the comments, and stay until the end because the final lesson may completely change the way you handle pressure, people, and life itself. Imagine a blacksmith standing before a blazing furnace. The heat is intense. The sparks are flying. The hammer crashes again and again against the steel. To an outsider, it looks violent. But the blacksmith remains calm. Why? Because he knows that pressure is not destroying the metal. Pressure is shaping it. Most people run from discomfort. The Stoic welcomes it. Every challenge becomes training. Every setback becomes education. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. A young man once complained to an old philosopher. "My life is difficult." The philosopher smiled. "Good." The young man looked confused. "Good?" he asked. The philosopher replied, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." From that day forward, the young man stopped asking why life was hard. He started asking what life was trying to teach him. That simple shift transformed everything. When problems arrive, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can this teach me?" This is the mindset that creates calm in chaos. Many people lose their focus because they care too much about what others think. One insult ruins their day. One criticism keeps them awake all night. One negative comment destroys their confidence. The Stoics understood something powerful. Other people's opinions belong to them. Not to you. A merchant once traveled across the country selling goods. Some customers praised him. Others insulted him. One day a friend asked how he remained so calm. The merchant replied, "If someone hands me a gift and I refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" "The giver," said his friend. "Exactly. I refuse to accept unnecessary insults." Think about that. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves your energy. Not every voice deserves a place in your mind. The moment you stop carrying the weight of everyone's opinions, you become lighter. Calmer. More focused. There is tremendous power in silence. Modern society teaches us to react instantly. Reply immediately. Defend yourself immediately. Argue immediately. The Stoic does the opposite. The Stoic pauses. A king once had an advisor known for his wisdom. Whenever someone insulted him, he remained silent. When asked why, he said, "I have never regretted the words I did not speak." Think about how many problems come from emotional reactions. Angry texts. Impulsive decisions. Arguments that never needed to happen. Silence creates space. And in that space, wisdom appears. Sometimes the strongest response is no response. Sometimes the greatest victory is refusing to fight unnecessary battles. Calm people understand this. Weak people react. Strong people choose. Focus is becoming rare. Every notification demands attention. Every trend demands participation. Every distraction promises pleasure. And yet most people feel exhausted. A farmer once noticed that sunlight alone could not start a fire. But when sunlight passed through a magnifying glass, it became powerful enough to burn wood. The same is true of the mind. Scattered attention creates weak results. Focused attention creates extraordinary results. The Stoics believe that a person should concentrate on what truly matters. Not everything matters. Most things don't. Ask yourself, what deserves my energy? What deserves my attention? What deserves my time? If something doesn't move your life forward, it may deserve less of all three. The more focused you become, the more powerful you become. One of the greatest sources of peace is accepting what you cannot control. Most stress comes from fighting reality. People wish the past were different. They wish others would change. They wish circumstances were perfect. But reality does not negotiate. A sailor cannot control the wind. He can only control his sails. A wise sailor understands this. Instead of cursing the weather, he adjusts his course. Instead of complaining, he adapts. The Stoics live by the same principle. You cannot control everything that happens. You can control how you respond. That is where your power lives. That is where your freedom begins. The calmest people in the world understand this truth deeply. A focused life requires discipline. And discipline often feels uncomfortable. A young athlete wanted to become a champion. While others slept late, he woke up early. While others wasted time, he trained. While others looked for shortcuts, he stayed consistent. Years later, people called him talented. But what they called talent was actually discipline repeated every day. The Stoics knew that success is rarely dramatic. It is usually boring. It is showing up when motivation disappears. It is doing the work when nobody is watching. It is staying committed when progress feels slow. Focus grows through discipline. Discipline grows through repetition. And repetition creates transformation. Many people fear being alone. They constantly seek distraction. Noise. Entertainment. Validation. The Stoics valued solitude because solitude reveals truth. A philosopher once spent hours walking alone each day. When asked why, he replied, "I enjoy spending time with a good person." He was talking about himself. That answer surprised everyone. But it contained profound wisdom. If you cannot enjoy your own company, why should anyone else? Time alone helps you think. Reflect. Learn. Grow. In silence, your mind becomes clearer. In clarity, focus becomes easier. And with focus comes power. Life will test you. That is guaranteed. You will experience failure. Rejection. Disappointment. Loss. No philosophy can remove these realities. But Stoicism can change how you face them. There was once a tree standing alone in a field. Every storm attacked it. Every season challenged it. Every year brought new hardships. Yet the tree remained standing. Why? Because its roots grew deeper with every storm. Your struggles can do the same. Every challenge can deepen your character. Every setback can strengthen your resilience. Every hardship can sharpen your wisdom. The strongest people are not those who avoided storms. They are those who learn from them. A calm mind is not created by easy circumstances. It is created by difficult circumstances handled correctly. One reason people lose focus is comparison. They constantly measure their lives against others. Someone has more money. Someone has more followers. Someone has more success. Comparison creates endless dissatisfaction. A horse wearing blinders focuses only on the road ahead. It doesn't look left. It doesn't look right. It moves forward. The Stoics understood that your path is your path. Comparing yourself to others steals energy from your own growth. Focus on becoming better than yesterday. Not better than someone else. Progress becomes easier when comparison disappears. Confidence becomes stronger when comparison disappears. Peace becomes possible when comparison disappears. There is a difference between reacting emotionally and responding wisely. Imagine a lake. When the water is disturbed, the reflection becomes distorted. But when the water is calm, everything becomes clear. The mind works the same way. Strong emotions often cloud judgment. Calmness reveals truth. A general preparing for battle was known for his composure. Even when everyone around him panicked, he remained calm. Someone asked him how. He replied, "If I panic, I add one more problem to the battlefield." That wisdom applies to everyday life. Stressful situations need solutions. Not panic. Not fear. Not emotional chaos. The calmer you become, the clearer you think. The clearer you think, the better you perform. The better you perform, the stronger your life becomes. Many people chase comfort. The Stoics chased growth. Comfort feels good temporarily. Growth changes your future. A young man spent years avoiding difficult tasks. He chose comfort whenever possible. Years later, he realized comfort had made him weak. Another young man chose challenges. He learned difficult skills. Faced uncomfortable situations. Accepted responsibility. Years later, he became strong, capable, and respected. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was willingness to endure discomfort. Growth begins where comfort ends. This is one of the most important Stoic lessons you will ever learn. Your attention is your greatest asset. Protect it. Guard it. Direct it carefully. Imagine someone giving away money every minute of every day. People would call that person foolish. Yet many people give away attention even more carelessly. Every distraction takes something valuable. Every unnecessary argument takes something valuable. Every meaningless activity takes something valuable. The Stoics treated attention like treasure. Because they understood a simple truth. Where attention goes, life follows. Focus your attention on growth. Focus your attention on learning. Focus your attention on meaningful goals. Your future will begin to reflect what you consistently focus on. One day, an old man was asked the secret to his peaceful life. He smiled and said, "I stopped expecting life to be easy." The room became silent. He continued. "When I accepted that challenges were part of life, I stopped being surprised by them." That perspective changes everything. Expect obstacles. Expect setbacks. Expect difficulties. Not because life is unfair, but because life is life. When challenges arrive, you won't panic. You'll be prepared. And preparation creates calmness. The Stoics understood that peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the ability to face problems without losing yourself. Think about the strongest people you know. They probably aren't the most emotional. They probably aren't the most reactive. They probably aren't the most dramatic. They are steady. Reliable. Focused. Calm. Like a mountain standing against the wind. That strength is available to anyone willing to cultivate it. Including you. Starting today, choose calm over chaos. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose focus over confusion. Choose growth over comfort. Choose silence over unnecessary conflict. Choose wisdom over impulse. Every day you make those choices, you become stronger. Not overnight. Not instantly. But steadily. And steady growth is the most powerful kind. Remember this. Being cold does not mean becoming heartless. It means refusing to let emotions control your decisions. Being calm does not mean avoiding challenges. It means facing them with composure. Being focused does not mean ignoring life. It means directing your energy toward what truly matters. That is the Stoic way. And in a world full of noise, distraction, and emotional chaos, it may be one of the greatest advantages you can develop. The journey toward becoming cold, calm, and focused does not end when life becomes easier. In fact, the real test begins when life gives you success. Most people think failure is dangerous. But success can be even more dangerous. Success can make you careless, comfortable, distracted, proud. The Stoics warned against becoming attached to temporary victories. A famous warrior returned home after winning many battles. The people celebrated him. They praised his courage. They admired his achievements. But the warrior remained humble. Someone asked him why he wasn't excited by all the attention. He replied, "The same crowd cheering today may criticize tomorrow." He understood something important. Praise is temporary. Criticism is temporary. Public opinion changes like the weather. If you build your identity on what others think, your peace will always be fragile. Build your identity on your values instead. Then no crowd can control you. One of the greatest strengths a person can develop is emotional control. Not emotional suppression. Control. There is a difference. Suppression means pretending feelings do not exist. Control means acknowledging feelings without allowing them to rule you. Imagine a skilled horse rider. The horse is powerful, fast, energetic. But the rider guides it. Your emotions are like that horse. Fear, anger, excitement, frustration. All powerful emotions. The goal is not to destroy them. The goal is to guide them. A Stoic does not say, "I feel nothing." A Stoic says, "I feel everything, but I choose my response." That is true strength. Many people wait for motivation before taking action. The Stoics did not. They understood that motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you wake up motivated. Some mornings you don't. If your progress depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. A stone cutter strikes a rock 100 times. Nothing happens. Then on the 101st strike, the rock splits. Was it the final strike that caused the change? No. It was every strike before it. Success often works the same way. The results you want may not appear immediately. But every disciplined action matters. Every workout matters. Every page you read matters. Every distraction you resist matters. Every promise you keep to yourself matters. Progress is happening even when you cannot see it. Trust the process. Remain focused. Keep moving. Another lesson from Stoicism is learning to detach from outcomes. This does not mean becoming lazy. It means focusing on effort instead of obsession. An archer can control preparation, practice, aim, technique. But once the arrow leaves the bow, many factors are outside his control. The wind, the weather, unexpected obstacles. The Stoics believe that peace comes from focusing on what is yours to control and releasing what is not. Give your best effort. Then let go. Work hard. Then let go. Prepare thoroughly. Then let go. Attachment creates anxiety. Purposeful action creates peace. A focused mind is impossible without clear priorities. Many people say yes to everything. Every invitation. Every distraction. Every opportunity. Every demand. As a result, their energy becomes scattered. A wise gardener does not water weeds. He waters the plants he wants to grow. Your life works the same way. Every yes is also a no. When you say yes to distractions, you say no to your goals. When you say yes to comfort, you say no to growth. When you say yes to procrastination, you say no to progress. Choose carefully. Your future is shaped by what receives your attention. One day a young student asked his teacher how to become mentally strong. The teacher led him to a river. Without warning, he pushed the student's head underwater. The student struggled desperately for air. Finally, the teacher released him. The student gasped and inhaled deeply. "What did you want most while underwater?" asked the teacher. "Air," the student replied. The teacher nodded. When you want growth as badly as you wanted air, you will become unstoppable. Focus requires intensity. Not occasional interest. Not temporary enthusiasm. Intensity. A deep commitment to becoming better. The world is full of distractions designed to steal that commitment. Protect it. Guard it. Fight for it. The Stoics often reflected on mortality. Not to become fearful, but to become purposeful. One philosopher reminded himself daily that life was limited. Because of that awareness, he wasted less time. Think about how differently people would live if they truly understood the value of time. Arguments would seem less important. Ego would seem less important. Petty drama would seem less important. Every day is a piece of your life. And once spent, it never returns. Treat your time with respect. Spend it on things that matter. Spend it on growth. Spend it on purpose. Spend it on becoming the person you were meant to be. A cold, calm, and focused person does not seek revenge. This surprises many people. When hurt, most individuals want retaliation. The Stoics chose a different path. A businessman was betrayed by someone he trusted. Everyone expected him to seek revenge. Instead, he continued building his life. Years later, he became incredibly successful. Someone asked why he never fought back. He replied, "While they were focused on harming me, I was focused on improving myself." That response contains incredible wisdom. Revenge keeps you connected to the past. Growth pulls you toward the future. Choose growth. Every single time. The strongest people are often the most patient. Patience is not weakness. Patience is controlled strength. A seed planted today does not become a tree tomorrow. Growth requires time. Development requires time. Mastery requires time. Yet many people quit too early. They expect immediate results. Immediate success. Immediate transformation. The Stoics understood that nature works slowly. And meaningful progress follows the same principle. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. The results will come. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. Everyone experiences them. Even the strongest people. The difference is that strong people continue anyway. A traveler crossing a desert became exhausted. The journey felt endless. The heat was unbearable. He wanted to stop. But then he noticed footprints ahead of him. Someone else had walked the same path and survived. That realization gave him strength. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. Others have faced challenges before you. Others have endured hardship before you. Others have overcome obstacles before you. And so can you. Keep going. One more step. Then another. Then another. That is how resilience is built. Not in comfort, but in persistence. The Stoics believe that character is the only possession that truly belongs to you. Money can disappear. Status can disappear. Possessions can disappear. Even health can disappear. But character remains. That is why they focused so heavily on becoming better human beings. More disciplined. More courageous. More wise. More self-controlled. Ask yourself regularly. Who am I becoming? Not what am I achieving? Not what am I earning? Not what am I owning? Who am I becoming? Because in the end, character determines the quality of your life far more than circumstances ever will. As you continue your journey, remember that becoming cold, calm, and focused is not about becoming distant from the world. It is about becoming stronger within it. It is about remaining steady when others panic. Remaining disciplined when others quit. Remaining focused when others become distracted. Remaining calm when others lose control. This is not easy. But nothing valuable ever is. Every day presents a choice. React or respond. Complain or improve. Quit or continue. Distract yourself or focus. Remain weak or become stronger. Choose wisely. Because every choice is shaping your future. And one day, people will wonder how you became so calm under pressure. How you became so focused on your goals. How you became so difficult to break. They will think it happened overnight. But you will know the truth. It happened through countless small decisions. Quiet decisions. Disciplined decisions. Stoic decisions. And those decisions transformed your life. Imagine a blacksmith standing beside a blazing furnace. Sparks fly everywhere. The heat is intense. The noise is overwhelming. Yet his hands remain steady. Life is that furnace. Every day brings pressure, criticism, setbacks, and uncertainty. Most people become emotional whenever life gets hot. They panic when plans fail. They complain when things become difficult. The Stoics saw things differently. They understood that external events are not the true source of suffering. The real problem is how we react to them. When rain falls, it falls on everyone. One person curses the weather. Another person adapts. The event is the same. The response is different. This is where cold calmness begins. Not with controlling the world. But with controlling yourself. There is a story about a businessman who lost a major contract worth thousands of dollars. His co-workers expected him to explode with anger. Instead, he sat quietly for a few minutes. Then he asked a simple question. What can I do next? That one question changed everything. While others wasted energy blaming circumstances, he focused on solutions. Months later he recovered the loss and built something even greater. His success came not from avoiding failure. It came from remaining calm during failure. A Stoic understands that emotional reactions often create bigger problems than the original challenge. When you master your reactions, you master your life. Most people are addicted to drama. They check their phones every few minutes. They argue online. They chase attention. They react instantly to everything. As a result, their minds become scattered. A scattered mind can never become powerful. A focused mind is different. Think of sunlight. When spread across a field, it provides warmth. But when concentrated through a magnifying glass, it can start a fire. Human attention works the same way. The average person gives away their attention freely. A Stoic protects it like treasure. There is a story about a young student who wanted to become successful. He constantly searched for shortcuts. He jumped from one idea to another. One week he was motivated. The next week he quit. Years passed and nothing changed. Then he met an old mentor. The mentor handed him a small seed. Plant this, he said. The student planted it. Every day he watered it. Nothing happened for weeks. Still he continued. Months later the seed became a strong tree. The lesson was simple. Great things grow through consistency. Not excitement. Not motivation. Consistency. Focus is built by returning to the same meaningful actions day after day. Cold, calm people understand this. They are not obsessed with quick results. They are obsessed with steady progress. One of the greatest sources of weakness is emotional dependence. Many people allow their mood to depend on other people. A compliment makes them happy. An insult ruins their day. A rejection destroys their confidence. This is dangerous because it gives others control over your emotional state. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes from within. Imagine a ship crossing the ocean. The waves rise and fall. Storms come and go. But the captain keeps his hands on the wheel. The captain does not control the weather. He controls his direction. Your emotions should work the same way. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control what they think. You cannot control whether they approve of you. You can control your response. There was a man who faced constant criticism at work. Every mistake was noticed. Every success was ignored. At first he became frustrated. Then he changed his mindset. Instead of seeking approval, he focused on excellence. He worked quietly. He improved steadily. Years later he became a leader while many of his critics remained exactly where they started. The moment you stop needing validation, you become stronger than most people. Cold calm focus requires emotional independence. Another Stoic principle is learning the power of silence. Most people talk too much. They explain themselves unnecessarily. They defend every action. They react to every accusation. But silence has power. Silence creates clarity. Silence reveals truth. Silence protects energy. Imagine two men being insulted. One immediately argues. The other remains silent. The first man loses control. The second man keeps it. Who is stronger? The Stoics believe that not every battle deserves your attention. There is a story about a wise teacher walking through a village. A man approached him and began shouting insults. The teacher listened quietly. After several minutes the man stopped and asked why he wasn't angry. The teacher replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The man answered, "The person who offered it." The teacher smiled. The same applies to your insults. That is cold calm strength. Not weakness. Not fear. Strength. The ability to remain unaffected by unnecessary negativity. Focus also requires discipline. Many people wait until they feel motivated. The Stoics did not trust motivation. Motivation changes like the weather. Discipline remains. A farmer does not wake up every morning asking whether he feels inspired. He works because the crops depend on it. A musician practices because mastery requires repetition. A warrior trains because preparation matters more than feelings. Success belongs to disciplined people. There was a young athlete who dreamed of becoming a champion. His friends spent evenings partying. He spent evenings training. His friends mocked him. He stayed focused. Years later he achieved what they only talked about. Discipline often feels difficult in the moment. But regret is harder. Cold calm focused people understand this. They choose temporary discomfort over lifelong regret. One reason people lose focus is because they fear discomfort. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid challenges. They avoid uncertainty. Yet growth lives inside discomfort. Imagine an eagle learning to fly. Eventually it must leave the safety of the nest. The first flight is terrifying. But without that leap, the eagle never discovers its wings. Your life works the same way. Every meaningful transformation requires courage. There was a woman who dreamed of starting her own business. For years she hesitated. Fear kept her trapped. One day she realized something important. The pain of staying the same had become greater than the fear of change. She started small. She made mistakes. She learned. Years later she built a life she once thought impossible. Growth began when she accepted discomfort. Stoicism teaches us that challenges are opportunities in disguise. The obstacle becomes the path. Another key lesson is mastering your thoughts. Most battles are won or lost inside the mind. A person can have wealth, talent, and opportunity. But if their thinking is weak, their life becomes difficult. The Stoics understood that thoughts shape actions. Actions shape habits. Habits shape destiny. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks. Every negative thought adds another rock. Eventually the weight becomes exhausting. Now imagine removing those rocks one by one. The journey becomes lighter. There was a young man who constantly expected the worst. Every setback felt catastrophic. Every challenge seemed impossible. Then he began questioning his thoughts. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What can this teach me?" That single shift transformed his life. The circumstances remained difficult. His perspective changed. And everything changed with it. Cold calm focus begins in the mind. Guard your thoughts carefully. Time is another area where Stoics excel. Most people waste years without realizing it. Hours disappear through distractions. Days vanish through procrastination. Months disappear through hesitation. Then suddenly years are gone. A Stoic treats time as a precious resource. Because unlike money, time can never be recovered. There is a story about an old man sitting on a bench. A young person asked him what surprised him most about life. The old man replied, "How quickly it passes." The young person laughed. The old man did not. Because he knew the truth. Life moves faster than we expect. That realization should not create fear. It should create urgency. Use your time wisely. Focus on what matters. Stop delaying the life you want to build. Every day is an opportunity. Cold, calm people understand this deeply. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They begin now. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is accepting reality. Many people suffer because they fight reality. They wish the past were different. They wish people would change. They wish life were easier. But reality does not care about wishes. Peace begins when resistance ends. Imagine standing in the ocean trying to stop the tide. No matter how hard you push, the water continues. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is wisdom. It means seeing reality clearly. Once you accept reality, you can work with it instead of against it. There was a man who lost his job unexpectedly. At first he felt devastated. Then he accepted the situation. Instead of dwelling on what was lost, he focused on what was possible. That setback eventually led him toward a better opportunity. Acceptance gave him clarity. Clarity created action. Action created success. Cold, calm focus requires accepting what is, not what should be. Gratitude is another hidden source of strength. Many people focus only on what they lack. As a result, they feel perpetually dissatisfied. The Stoics practiced appreciating what already existed. Health, friendship, knowledge, opportunity, even simple moments. There is a story about a traveler crossing a desert. He spent days complaining about the heat. Then he met another traveler. This traveler smiled despite facing the same conditions. Confused, the first traveler asked why. The second traveler replied, "Because I am grateful I have water." Same desert. Different perspective. Gratitude transforms how we experience life. A grateful mind becomes calmer. A calmer mind becomes stronger. A stronger mind becomes more focused. Finally, understand this. The world will always be noisy. People will always have opinions. Challenges will always exist. Distractions will always compete for your attention. The question is not whether these things will appear. The question is whether they will control you. The Stoic path is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming disciplined. It is about remaining steady when others panic. Focused when others drift. Calm when others react. Strong when others quit. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You have mastered your emotions. You no longer chase validation. You protect your focus. You value your time. You remain calm under pressure. You face challenges with courage. You think clearly. You act deliberately. You move forward every day. That version of you is possible. The journey begins with a decision. A decision to stop reacting. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to stop allowing external events to control your internal state. Become cold. Not cruel. Become calm. Not passive. Become focused. Not obsessed. Become the person who remains steady when the world becomes chaotic. Because true power is not found in domination. It is found in self-mastery. And self-mastery is the foundation of Stoicism. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us which lesson impacted you the most and how you plan to apply it in your life. And don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Ascension for more powerful Stoicism, timeless wisdom, and practical lessons that help you build a stronger, calmer, and more focused mind. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay calm, and continue your ascent.